Chapter 11. I know where the graveyard is. I can see the taller grave markers from one of the streets on the River Run route. Sometimes, if I'm concentrating on my form or my time, I don't notice that I've run past it. But today, I'm not thinking about those things. I'm thinking about Lucy. I turn off the main street and find the graveyard entrance. It's Sunday mid-morning, and the air is still cool and crisp, but the bordering trees have left a carpet of leaves beneath them. Reds, browns, yellows. They give the grounds a warm, cozy look. I park the wheelchair beside a tree and keep Sherlock at heel as we wander among the graves. It takes me some time, but I find her. Lucy Sanders, Our Angel. Hi, Lucy, I begin. It's me, Jessica. But I've never spoken to a grave before. I don't know what to say. I don't know how. I'm so sorry, I choke out. But that's as far as I get before I start crying. I feel bad that she's gone. I feel overwhelmed. And I feel guilt. Guilt that I've recovered. Guilt that I'm happy. Guilt that I ever thought she was the lucky one. I can't get the words out, so I just cry. Jessica? The voice startles me. It's soft, female, and seems to be right in my ear. But it's not the ghost of Lucy. It's a woman. At first I think it's someone who's seen me on TV, and I want to snap, "Leave me alone! Can't you see I'm crying here?" But then I realize that I do know her. She's more gray and frail, but I recognize her from last year's track meets. And she is carrying flowers. Mrs. Sanders? She gives me a warm smile. It's so nice of you to remember Lucy. Oh, I'll never forget Lucy, I say, and a new flood of tears comes forward. She wraps an arm around me. Aren't you sweet? Then, after I've composed myself a little, she smiles again and says, Your father has been very helpful. He has? I ask. She nods. We would never have had the strength to pursue a settlement without him. She strokes my arm. Your situation is more complicated, I know, but it looks like we've reached an agreement. We're thinking about setting up a scholarship fund in Lucy's name. Something like that. Oh, I say, nodding. That would be nice. Congratulations on your recovery, she says. I see you on the news a lot. Thanks, I say softly. And after a few more pleasantries, I leave, so she can deliver the flowers she's brought and talk to her daughter in peace. Chapter 12. School seems almost easy this year. Not having math helps, but I think that anything would feel easy compared to last year. There's no work to make up, I just have to keep up. Plus, now that I'm walking on my new leg, people really do seem to forget that there's something different about me. I'm still very aware of it, but other people treat me like I'm normal. The big exception is Meryl. I'm in 2 classes with her, and she always gives me the evil eye from afar. I try to ignore her, but it's a little unnerving to have someone stare at you that hard for that long. She's on her 3rd boyfriend since Gavin, so I don't know what her problem is with me, but today she actually comes up to me. He's only going out with you because he feels sorry for you, she whispers as she invades my personal space on a classroom ramp. You're like his community service project. I'm stunned, and the truth is, her comments cut deep. I have no zinger to fire back. I just watch as she hurries away. Later, when I tell Fiona about it, she grabs me by the arm and says, "Do not even for a second believe that. She's just shallow and insanely jealous, not to mention cruel." I hear her words, but Meryl's voice still echoes in my head. Finally, I break down and tell Gavin, who's sweet and comforting, and assures me that there's absolutely no truth to it. Still, it's disturbing how fast weeds take root in my garden of worthiness. They're so hard to pull and grow back so easily.